And for more on the battle for the Lone Star State, let's bring in Texas Senator John Cornyn. Always great to see you, Senator. A lot to talk to you about.
Thanks,
I did want to play this from former Congressman Beto O'Rourke about Texas and the presidential race. Take a listen.
In the most voter-suppressed state in the country, you're already seeing record turnout, and so much of that is fueled by black voters and Latino voters and voters in communities of color, precisely the ones that we're turning out today with the Texas Organizing Project. So this is Biden's state to lose, and we are doing our part here in Texas. We would love to see Joe Biden come down here as well.
Senator Beto O'Rourke has suggested that Texas was going to turn blue before, and it's often been fool's gold for Democrats. But even Senator Ted Cruz has been warning that the Republicans have got some work to do. How do you see it?
Well, it's always amazing to hear Beto and others talking about voter suppression when we've had 7.8 million people vote, 46% of registered voters in Texas. We're having a great turnout. But yeah, I think we got a little complacent since George W. Bush was elected governor in 1994. We just elected Republicans in the general election. And Beto O'Rourke came close in 2018. But we've been doing a lot of work since then, registering voters and getting organized because we expect a real fight. We expect it to be much closer than traditionally it's been.
And you speaking of close, here's a Texas Senate race poll that we have here from the New York Times showing your opponent, MJ Hager, 10 points behind you. Now, she disputes that. She thinks that it's closer. But are you feeling like you're in a pretty good position?
I would never say that, Dana. I believe in running all the way through the tape. 10 points seems a little generous on the behalf of the New York Times. I do think it's closer. I do think we're leading, and I do think we'll win. But we got to execute our plan, and that means all the way through Election Day.
No, Democrats are getting a little bit of a boost from Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York, of course, and he tried to run for president. That didn't work, but he has a ton of money. And just today it was announced he's going to try to put a bunch more into Ohio and into Texas to try to help turn out that vote for Democrats. Do you think that will have an impact?
Well, undoubtedly, and that's been what's really happened this year is you've seen a lot of money coming in from Chuck Schumer and East Coast Democrats. The West Coast Silicon Valley billionaires have put in millions of dollars to support my opponent. We're being outspent about 2 to 1 right now, and that's an unaccustomed experience for an incumbent Republican in a state like Texas. But it's a real fight out there. But we're seeing a lot of money coming in from out of state trying to change our state. You heard what the vice president said about transitioning away from oil and gas. Well, that got a lot of people's attention and threatens, frankly, hundreds of thousands of energy jobs in Texas. So I think people are paying a lot of attention and are voting.
Let me ask you about the fundraising that Democrats have been able to do. Like, we're talking about your Senate race, but I know that you care about your colleagues as well, the ones that are in tough races. Are you seeing out-of-state money pouring into those Senate races as well, as some of those are very tight going into this last 7 days?
Yeah, there's an unbelievable amount of money in South Carolina, Iowa, Colorado, Arizona, Montana, Maine. And this is the phenomenon of small dollar donations through this internet portal called Act Blue, as you know. And it's a new model of fundraising, and it's really dwarfed Republicans' ability to fund their races. We're trying to be competitive, and I think we are on the message and on the quality of the candidates. But the money is pretty overwhelming. Yeah.
It is. Lots happening there. Senator Cornyn, we appreciate you stopping by the show. Thank you.